Good evening, Mr. Thomas, member of the National Assembly of Wales and rapporteur of a Committee of the Regions on the synergies between EU national and subnational budgets. We have the EU budget representing around 2% of overall public expenditure within the EU. But at the same time, citizens and enterprises expect that the EU will do more to deliver growth and jobs. So what should be the coordination among the EU budget and the national and subnational budget in order to deliver better in this crucial challenge?
Well, the important thing is that the European Union, when they look at a budget, are looking at ensuring that those funds are used to transform communities, both economically and socially. And therefore, as the money goes on a journey from the Commission down to the member state and then to the sub-state level, it's important that those goals and those intentions are carried out in the projects and the programmes which are carried out at ground level at a sub-state level. Now, I come from a country which is part of a member state, and quite often we find that the difficulty lies with the interpretation by the member state of the European rules and regulations, and we have to have more flexibility there to ensure that there is ownership of those programs and projects locally.
Okay, and what happened in the last year is that national and subnational budgets have faced heavy cuts. And sometimes the EU funding was the only tool to support growth. Now the next EU budget is supposed to be lower than the previous one for the first time ever. Where will the money come from to support our local communities' growth and to create new jobs?
Well, obviously we have to be more inventive in the future because there will be less funding from Europe, and we have to look at how we can match fund those funds coming through from Europe. I think there's a major role here for the European Investment Bank, but for public banks throughout Europe. And I'm now starting work on an opinion which will look at public-private partnerships and how we can maximise that money through ensuring that there's a partnership between the public funding which is available and private funding which can be drawn down.
Okay, and then coming to the specific role of regional and local authorities, there is an effort to better coordinate budgetary and economic policies at level of EU and member states. But this could also mean that there is the risk that relevant decisions for our local communities can be taken without involving their representatives, their closest representatives. How can we avoid this risk of democratic lags?
Well, I think that's where the synergies between these budgets is very important. There is a danger, of course, that the discussion will be held between the Commission and the Member State, and the sub-state level will be forgotten. We need to ensure that the voice of at the sub-state level is heard. And in the past, what we've seen is that in rolling out projects and programs, yes, at a sub-state level, they have to account for the money spent, but there's been no work done on what exactly is achieved through those projects, and we need to do that, and that is hopefully what the statement will do, begin that discussion.
Coming to your region, to Wales, what are the expectations towards the EU? What are your expectations for the next programming period? What should be improved?
Well, I came yesterday from the National Assembly of Wales. I had to wait for a debate in the afternoon on Europe. The debate was put down by a member of my party, Plaid Cymru, the Party of Wales, and Simon Thomas asked for the support of the whole of the Assembly that Wales's place was within Europe and that Wales's future was within Europe, and we gained the large majority of support for that particular debate. Wales understands that its future is within Wales, even if the United Kingdom, under the leadership of David Cameron, is making negative noises about Europe. We are very positive, and we understand that Wales has a future within Europe. Obviously, things are going to change. It's going to be more difficult. There will be less money, but we have to make better use of that money.